Well, welcome to our next project. A lot of you on my Facebook page and on the AMC pages wanted to see how these Scarebird disc brake conversions go. So I've never done one before, but we're going to go ahead and shoot from the beginning to end, and if we make a mistake you'll see it. If we don't, you'll see it. It looks pretty easy and straightforward. Sorry for the heater, but it's a little cold in here. That's our new DeWalt heater. Here's all the parts that you get in the kit. Here's the instructions. We'll try and follow them. Maybe, maybe not. We'll be getting on with it pretty soon. My assistant's in the house getting ready. Thanks to Discount Tire, I have a spare wheel here, so before I get to taking it apart, I'd like to make sure everything's going to fit on this wheel, so I guess we'll do that first. Okay, so by the way, I forgot to mention, we're recording now on my Christmas present. My assistant bought me a GoPro 8 Black. So here's the wheel. This is exactly what's on the car. American Racing, 0 offset. So hopefully everything's going to fit. This one's been on the shelf for a while, so you kind of excuse the spider webs. Oh. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but here is the rotor that comes with the kit. They also provide a nice part number and list of what you get with the kit. So I suppose you could do this all yourself without the kit. You're still going to need these brackets, which are your main key to the whole project. But let's try and see and make sure they work. First of all, I want to see if the bolt pattern's the same, and it is. These on. No, everything fits nice. Here's the calipers you get with the kit. And those fit well as well. So they everything looks like it's going to be a go. Oh, we'll be back in a minute over at the car and we'll see if we can get her started. One thing I forgot was this is a lug nut off of the car. Be nice if these work too, which they do. So far all is well. Let's get back over to the car. Okay, hopefully the blinking light from my LED doesn't bother you, and hopefully the heater isn't too loud, but here we go. So as you can see, all this is brand new, so let's just buzz off the wheel. Nice and easy. by the way, these are all new brakes, bearings, everything. So anybody watching this video needs a set of brakes, drums for the 67 Ambassador and whatever else they fit, go ahead and hit me up.
Hi, this is Brenda. Tom's continuing where he left off, and we're on step number 2.
Brake line's disconnected. We just need to get the clip off of the brake line.
So this is going very well so far. And a number 2, now going on to step 2. Step 2 is showing disconnect brake flexible line at frame by unscrewing hard line nut with flare wrench, then removing clip, and he's on clip already. Undo and remove drum retaining bolts. Remove drum backing plate, hose, and all drum hardware in one assembly. Clean off spindle. Spider.
There's a spider on it, you're done.
Ah! No! Okay, clean off spindle assembly well. So that's the process he's in right now. It would be nice if you could see what he's doing.
Yes, these clips are in the you know what.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Believe it or not, since these are all new, needs a little persuasion.
Okay. And this is American Idol. No, American Idol. This is American Iron Addict. I'm being funny.
Clip.
Clip. Clip's done. Clip, clip.
I didn't even bend it. Imagine that.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
Okay, so brake line disconnect.
Brake line disconnected. Beautiful, beautiful.
Alright, so what's the next step?
Okay, number 3. Place adapter plate over spindle with caliper bolt retaining nut while facing inward. If we supply the hubs, welds outward if using the...
I think you skipped this.
Did I?
Yeah, we aren't done with number 2 yet. We got to remove the brakes back.
Okay. So,
We need to turn the wheels.
turn the wheels. Oh, you removed the clip. There it is. Undo and remove drum retaining bolts. That was next after removing clip. Remove drum backing plate. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Especially if you're working the camera.
Hey, this is my first time. My very first time. I have never done this before, so please bear with me. I'm Brenda.
You already said.
Just in case you didn't hear. See, here's me. And we'll move back here. Sorry for the wiggle wiggle. And he's looking for the stuff he needs
Yeah.
to get that. And I'm going to remember where you left off. And it's like we do a lot of things with the Ambassador. It's so much fun. It goes on a lot of shows. Everyone's like, what is that? And we say, it's an AMC. And they say, what's an AMC? And we say it's an Ambassador. And AMC has been out of business for a long, long time. And this is a 67 Ambassador. And correct me if I'm wrong, but 67 Ambassador. And we did do a lot to it. And it was original from Nevada. And the coolest thing about this Ambassador is the lady had original pillows to give to us at the last minute that'll go with the car. So now we're back. And we will,
Move the light because I can't see.
yeah. And what are you doing now?
We're taking out the 4 retainer bolts.
Okay, 4 retainer bolts are coming out.
Maybe.
And I see exactly where you are. So awesome. We are. We're doing well.
Would be if we had the right socket. But we don't.
Yeah, sometimes you can have so many different tools, but sometimes it's harder to find what you really need.
If you don't put it back in the right spot.
Oh. It's just me getting up.
Plug it all in.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
That's what happens when you do projects in the house and you just throw your shit.
Yeah, you kind of grab everything and put it in. Yeah. Put it in the, on the bench. And then they're stuck, huh?
Well, these bolts have never been out. Ooh, baby.
Oh boy, see? There we go. And it is pretty chilly today. And it's perfect day for working in the garage or playing in the garage. It's just one of those dreary days, and this is a lot of fun.
Problem number one.
Yes.
I'm betting you gotta take the drum off because there's probably bolts on the end or nuts on the inside.
Nuts on the inside of, yep.
So
Yep, straightening out the wheel. Yep. And I'm gonna watch out for, I don't want to back into that, so I'm watching where I'm backing up. How many people have just backed up and just kind of fell over something not looking? That's my line.
they would send it the funniest home video.
Oh, absolutely. Funniest home videos, yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Look at you. I'm just going to take the cap off. And then we have, yeah, there's grease in there. That's good. Plenty of grease. Okay, there you go.
Little camera difficulty there. It shut off for a minute. We don't know why. We're new to the GoPro.
Yeah, we are. We're learning. We're learning as we go. GoPro.
These nuts and lock washers and bolts, I'm assuming, need to be saved. Well, there we go. So let's go over, because we need this brake hose. We'll go over to the bench.
And he's getting the tools he needs for that. Oops, all good on the other side. Everything seems like it's factory tight.
Oh, that's because yours truly put it on. And my motto is tighten it till your pants rip and then back off a notch.
Yes, that is the good way.
So, they are tight.
Hercules.
So there's the brake. Oop, and I'm dumping the fluid all over. There's the brakes, came off in one piece. Go ahead. drums. And again, they're for sale cheap.
I'm sorry if I'm spinning too fast, everyone.
Now, just for the heck of it, while we're here, let's see if this brake line is going to fit in this caliper. It should. Again, don't want to get ahead of ourselves and end up not being able to finish. Play nice.
A question I have is why did they put that green plug in there?
Keep dust and dirt out in shipping.
Okay.
And of course, I gotta grab the shittiest pliers I got that don't even want to work. Okay, this wasn't supposed to be the hardest part of the job.
Oh, it looks like it's almost, pieces are coming out. Wonder if they kind of put like some kind of a adhesive or something in there. That'd kind of be silly though, wouldn't it? Huh. Yeah, gloves are good, but sometimes it's so much easier with just using your hand.
All right, well.
And any of these name brands that you are seeing are not a sponsor.
Should have used this to begin with.
Oh, there you go. That looked pretty easy.
Yeah.
Learn by doing. Well, those are pretty tight threads.
I'm thinking that these might be metric threads
Ooh.
in here.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they bind up instantly. So, there's our first difficulty. And since we don't get brake lines with this kit, I think a trip to the parts store is going to be in order. But we can continue. So, let's take our... Where'd the other one go? Oh, here it is. All right. Okay, with calipers facing inward. Okay, it says here a die, yeah, a die.
See? Yeah, me
Place
too.
adapter plate spindle with caliper bolt, retaining nut welds facing inward. If we supply the hubs, which they do, outward if using OEM drum hubs, with the caliper opening trailing the axle. So it's got to be this one, and they're not stamped left or right, but according to their it should be like so. And just for the heck of it, I thought I read somewhere that these bolts have to be turned around. So let's get a quote. So, something else that is missing from the instructions is these bolts need to be reversed because those studs sticking out hit the back of the hub. And there's plenty of room in the back. That one, there it is. Turn the wheels because it's binding on the tie rod.
He's turning the wheels because it's binding on the tie rod.
Okay, so the next step in the directions said to put the caliper, or the caliper on temporarily to to make sure that you have clearance when you turn the wheels left and right. So I'll take the camera.
Okay.
If you want to go in and turn the wheels all the way till they stop.
Okay.
And we'll make sure we got clearance. They stopped? Okay. Go back the other way. Okay, there's tons of room back there. Nothing hit. Hang on a minute. I think the bottom bolt is hitting the torsion bar or strut bar, or whatever you want to call it. But I don't think let me take that, turn them back straight, sorry. I want to take that bottom bolt out and see if it actually turns more without the bolt in, because the head was up against that bar. Well, let me take that out. We'll be right back. Good?
Yep.
Okay. My battery went dead. Sorry about that. So the next step was to put the caliper on and check for clearance on the torsion bar, strut rod, whatever you call that thing. I'm not an AMC guru. I just like this car. So you guys will let me know, I'm sure. So it says to check for clearance on these bolts and the caliper. So what we did is we put it on, we turned it hard over to the, would be the right, and this bottom bolt, which is out, this bottom bolt, just barely hits the strut rod or whatever that thing is. I mean, it's stopping the travel by less than 1/4 of an inch, but your best braking is with the caliper in the back. They say that if that happens, you can turn this over and put it in the front, but I prefer not to, so we're going to leave it where it is. To lose 1/4 of an inch really only going to hurt you trying to park the car or do one hell of a donut. So we'll just have to do wider donuts. But we'll when we get this all buttoned up and take it for a drive, if it stops more than what I think is okay, then we'll take them off and reverse them, because this process is not that tough. So, that being said, we can take the caliper off now. And go back to getting ready to install everything. Yeah. Because of the rounded head, I can't get my fingers on it.
Oopsie. I will grab that for you. And I'm dropping stuff. Sorry, everyone.
Okay, so take those.
Okay.
Get that here on our workbench. And let's go over to the workbench. Oh, let me
That's an awesome light. It's magnetic and it just goes right up in the wheel well.
Yeah, $5 at a flea market.
Isn't that wonderful? Keep an eye out on the swap meets.
This one is nice too, but I have it. It's rechargeable, but I have it plugged in so it doesn't die in the middle of a project. Okay, we have the destructions. Number 4 is for using the stock hubs. We are not using the stock hubs. So we don't have to follow number 4.
We're moving right along.
Number 5 is where you come in, because number 5 is packing the bearings. We are not packing the bearings.
We're not packing bearings?
Well, I'm not.
I will.
There you go.
Do you have the gloves for it?
You do.
Good. Oh, there they are. I see them now. Thank you.
A lot of people that I watch on YouTube have bearing packing tools. Well, so do I. There she is.
Hi, everyone.
This is my least favorite thing to do.
I don't mind.
So we're gonna leave it up to her. I'll set us up here so we can watch.
Step number 1, put your gloves on because it's a messy job.
Look how cold it is in here. Everything's got condensation on it. Or actually how warm it is here, but
That's quite greasy.
well, they're supposed to be. There's 2 different size bearings, just for shits and giggles. Big ones go in the back. The nice thing about getting the hubs from Scarebird is the races are already pressed in, so packing them and putting them in is pretty much all you got to do. And I don't know why I unpacked all 4, because today we're only doing one side. Once we get done with one side, you don't have to see both sides unless we run into an issue, then we'll do that. One thing I always do is every time I do a new job, I start with a fresh container of grease. That way it's not been contaminated. And you get a nice good pack on every one of them. So I'll leave it to my assistant. Just make sure you stay about here. Have a ball. Come on, Brooke.
So here we go. See, this is a small one that goes on the top, and this is the bigger one. This goes on the bottom. And the very first thing we need to do is just grab a handful of goop. No, I'm joking.
When you're done, set them on the plastic.
So you take a nice, big, juicy pile like this.
That was gross.
And you pick up the bearing, and what you need to do is make sure you fill this enough, pushing it down on your hand to make sure it fills in the whole thing. And you know it's full when you see it coming out the other end. And this is going to be the best ever. So we just keep doing that until we see it come out the other end. This might take a little. Push it in. Okay. So that's that spot. I'm making a mess of this, definitely. That's good for the bearings. And these things are a little big. They're coming off. So we keep filling all the way around. Hope you can see this. I'm not touching the camera with these like this. Some from the middle. Use that. See, the gloves are falling off.
A little assistance.
See, isn't that awesome?
You got nothing in there.
No, I don't. Not yet. I'm trying to. The gloves keep falling off.
Use it like I paid for it.
You did. You did. Keep squishing it in, squishing it in. Yeah, I think I see it coming through. Keep turning it. You know, the gloves are harder to do this with than...
Get rid of them. You were the one that asked for them.
Yeah, exactly. Push it in there, push it in there, push it in there, push it in there. Okay, so I think that these are completely full. Seeing it come out. I want to make sure it's coming out on all sides. Okay. So we have one. I'm going to put that down over here. And that is greased very well. Now we're going to do this big one. The big one. Right here. Grab some more. Always remember to get gloves that fit. I'm seeing more. Push it in, push it in. Ball bearings are always very important to make sure that the grease is all the way through. Because if it's not going to work right. And what happens when ball bearings are not packed right? Yes. Yeah, I should take these things off, but you know what? It's pretty much better this way. My hand isn't all full of it. Okay. of it's getting around the outside, but we want more on the inside. And just so you guys know, what is the difference between this color and the other grease? There's another grease.
This is high temp.
High temperature.
And
High
since,
temperature.
And since American Iron Addict will be relocating to Arizona soon, high temp is the best.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah, just getting that everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, look at this. That's why we use garage clothes and garage coats.
Is it done?
This one, I'm just showing you. I'm going, look what
Don't
I
ask
have.
for my approval.
No approval. Because as we see how it's all
If
here.
you're satisfied, I'm satisfied.
exactly. I still want to see it coming out the other side, but
We're gonna put so much grease in there it ain't gonna matter.
see, there you go.
Grease is cheap. Bearings are expensive.
Oh, see,
Not really, but it sounds good.
see that came out over there. It's kind of oozing out. Okay, so this I make sure there's extra in there just in case. So that's always good. And is there more?
No,
two?
today that's it.
That is it? Okay.
So go get ready your gloves.
Yep. Okay, so there it is, all done.
All right. So now what we're gonna do is put some extra inside the hook, because more is better.
I gotta get a paper towel to wash off the extra grease. Grease.
What I always like to do is
Oh, do you need more?
put some around the where the seal goes. Helps the seal go in. So let's go ahead and put in the rear. Now we'll start our seal in there. And we'll get our seal driver here. I know, I'll hear it in the comments, but these are special tools that only I can buy, so
There it goes.
not too shabby.
Looks like it's pretty clean, or actually greased.
So now we'll put some more jelly in the front one. Get it on the race nice and gooey.
Washing this coat. It's funny.
Drop in the front one, and we'll just make sure carrying it over there we don't drop it on the floor.
Yuck. Yeah.
Last of the paper towels. I guess the job's done.
go get some more. We'll be right back.
Alright, let's go over to the car. Oh, I can't take you with. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. We're gonna do this first. We don't need paper towels right away, right now. Shit. Oops.
Oh, is that on? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, me too.
It's not intended for kids.
I
Well, I hope you
repeated.
can see because I forgot to put the light back in the fender. Put some more greasy grease on here.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Actually move that out of the way so I don't drop shit in it.
Okay. Oops. I almost fell down, lost my balance.
Trying not to.
Get all gooey, huh?
Well, I don't want to get it all over the place.
True.
Grab me 2 more gloves. I'll get rid of these.
Okay. We're gonna grab 2 more. The gloves are right over here. I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Okay. And those are what we're using. That is not a sponsor. We're brand new.
Actually, I don't even need them.
You don't? Okay. So just leave those right there.
Thanks. Too comfortable.
Oh.
Okay, so there's a bunch of different rules of thumb with how tight to put bearings on. I don't like mine super tight. Find that notch. There we go. Like I said, I don't like mine super tight. So basically what you want to do get your nut on there. If I had a wrench for that or not. I don't think I did.
Is it the wrench over here? That
No.
one? No?
No.
Okay.
I'll go get one. What size that is. Bigger than an inch.
Trial and error. And there's plenty in here too. Lots to choose from. Lots to choose.
Okay. It's 1.1/16.
That's the magnetic light that lights up in the wheel well. Those can be found in swap meets for the cars.
Alright.
It was holding before, but you have to find a metal spot in the car. There we go. Oh, look how nice that is.
Alright, so what what you want to do is run this on. You'll kind of you'll feel it bottom out, and I mean it gets really, really, really tight. But yeah, don't muscle it. Like I said before, don't rip your pants and back off a notch. But you want to make sure the bearings are seated. And then what you want to do is lighten them up a bit. Give them a spin, and then try and wobble them to see if you have any play. You really don't want a lot, if any. And what you're going to want to do is take your lock nut, jam nut, whatever you want to call, clip, wipe off the old grease. Oh, and it lines up perfectly. You can't argue with that.
Oops. I almost fell down.
And take your cotter pin. Hammer long nose pliers are on the workbench.
Okay. We're gonna go get those. Yellow handle?
Yeah. Bring a dust cap while you're there too.
Dust cap. Okay.
The silver one laying somewhere near the hub, maybe.
That's what I'm looking for.
A little cap.
Little cap. I'm looking.
You should already see it.
Oh, no, I don't. It's not that, I don't think. Oh, those, it's hidden. That's, see? That's a hub. It's hidden under the instructions.
That's a dust cap, not a hub.
Dust cup. Cap. Dust cap, not cup. Oh, which, yeah. There you go. When you pull the pin one side to lock it in place, the stem,
Okay, once that's locked in, just want to make sure that grease gets in there.
well distributed.
So now what we want to do is Take a big wad of grease. And mash it in the cover. That way there's plenty of extra grease. I need that orange hammer.
Okay.
Or that orange berry driver, I should call it.
It's this one. Being finicky.
Yeah.
You're on.
Okay. We turned the camera off because we had a little issue and I didn't know exactly how we were going to fix it. But we'll let you in on it. This is the old dust cap. Just to show you, because I got the other one loaded with grease. As you can see, it took quite a bit of muscle to get that in there. But I don't know if it's in machining or what. I'm not pointing any fingers, but it just was too tight in there to fit. There's no way that was going to go in there. So what we did is we took this edge here and put a little bevel on it with a grinder. Tried it a few times and finally got it to fit, and it's nice and tight. It ain't gonna come out, and it is packed with grease. So one thing you might want to watch if you're doing this is you know, should have been the easiest part of the job and turned into a little bit of a project. So basically all we've done now is throw the rotor on. I haven't cleaned it yet because I'll clean it when it's finished. So now what we're going to do is throw the caliper on, the shoes or pads, and because we don't have the hoses, basically we'll be done until we can get a hose. Part of this project is replacing the master cylinder and brake booster. They say you really don't need to, but with disc front brakes, you should have more pressure to the front than the rear. So on these cars there's a pressure differential switch that we'll have to bypass, which means running some new brake lines. But we'll video those when we get there. Let's go ahead and get this caliper put on. Now I dropped both bolts. There's one. back one was a little bit crooked. Take two.
And one more time. Am I correct by saying there's an asbestos shoes?
Well, there wouldn't be asbestos, not this year.
Well, that's good.
They're some kind of material that
Okay.
you don't use asbestos anymore.
Thank goodness for that, because that could make everyone pretty sick in time.
Something don't like the rear. And I say that, and there it goes.
There you go.
The ratchet and socket, please. Yeah, the ratchet
Sorry, I didn't hear
That's
all the way.
socket.
Socket, this one.
Yes.
Okay, the weird one. It's funny, I always look at it as like this green one right down there as a socket. Of course, those other ones that are hexagon, I just tend to not think of them as sockets. Back off a little. Kind of hard to see in there.
Huh?
It's kind of hard to see in there, just because you're dealing with the back end. So that's.
All right, now these. These I do normally tighten until my pants rip and then back off a notch. But I gotta get further in there to do that. So get rid of my old man stool.
So that is going to be nice and tight.
Everything turns nice. Now, just for clearance sake, we'll throw a tire on.
And make sure it all fits nice.
Yeah. Like I said, the brake lines on the car are not going to work. So we'll have to run and grab some flex hoses. clean off this. Oops.
Oopsie.
Would help if I had the
What'd you use to clean it with? What'd you spray?
Well, normally you use brake clean. But we're on a budget, so we use gum out. You want to give me a tire?
I will give you a tire. Here comes the tire. And I'll roll it right over to you.
Yeah, not in the grease. Though.
No, not in the grease.
Oh, now if everything goes right, should go on and not have any issues.
Look at how easy that you put that on.
Well, on the battery or the lug nuts, just give me 2.
2 lug nuts coming up.
Again, I never put those on with that gun. I'm just putting them on to make sure we got clearance, which we do. Everything spins nice and free. The only thing we're dragging is brakes. So, for now, that's going to be it because we don't have hoses. So, we'll come back when we got hoses and we can finish her up.
Thank you all for watching, and like and subscribe.